Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Wildcat Basketball on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page. Apologies for cutting out there. It might be. We'll see if we can get the data and the connection to work with us, as it tells me no data right now. Hopefully you're still hearing me. So I'll just keep going here. So I mentioned the Wildcats, giving you kind of a rundown on them before I got cut off there. Now taking a look at the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies. They enter this game with a record of 0-2 so far on the year. They've taken 2 lopsided losses, falling to Maquoketa Valley 80-14, as well as Starmont 55-17. CVC is led in scoring by Jesse Pospisil, as the lone senior on the team averages 6 points per game. Ella Crittenden pulls down a team-high 5 rebounds per night and also leads the team in steals with 2.5 per game. In an interesting statistic, Sadie Lone is the team leader in assists with 0.5 per game, meaning that through the first 2 games, the Huskies have only had 1 assist. These 2 teams met once a year ago, and it was a dominant showing for the Wildcats in Central City, taking down the Huskies 64-4. So there's your rundown on both teams as we edge closer to tip-off here. 3.5 minutes to go. As I mentioned, Wildcats enter tonight's game with a record of 1-1 on the year. Cedar Valley Christian comes in 0-2. So 3 minutes to go before we get underway here as the Wildcats and Huskies both getting some shots up before we get tonight's game started. As the Huskies to my right, wearing their home white uniforms with the blue trim. Wildcats over to my left, getting some shots up. They've got their black road uniforms with white trim and also their black and white shooting shirts. As if anybody tuning in, hopefully you can hear me. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Not very good service out here at the Isaac Newton Christian Academy. Hopefully you can hear me. As we've got about 2 minutes to go before we get things underway. Wildcats will be back in action tomorrow night as well, as the Wildcats will have a home matchup on Saturday, that being tomorrow. 1 o'clock tip-off for the girls against Midland, with the boys to follow at around 2:45 or 3, whenever the girls' game gets finished up. Down to 1:45 before we get tonight's action underway. As I'll go through kind of the Wildcats breakdown a little more, since I don't think anybody caught it before I got cut off by the data cutting out. Wildcats are 1-1 so far this season. Their season opener was a loss to Springville, but they did bounce back to take down Prince of Peace on Tuesday. That was a win they picked up 68-42. Wildcats were led in scoring by Sarah Reed, 19.5 points per game so far this year. Bailey Weber's right behind her, as those two are leading the way for the Wildcats so far this year. Both teams are over on the bench now. As they put 8 minutes on the clock, and now it's running down for whatever reason. But I think we're going to meet our starting lineups here momentarily in this matchup between the Wildcats and the Huskies. When we do, I'll follow along with the public address announcer. The clock is stopped. We'll see if they... Now they do have 8 minutes on there, so looks like we're just about ready to meet the starters here tonight. As the Wildcats and Huskies both over on their benches kind of huddle up, waiting to be introduced. Again, my apologies to anybody tuning in, having some technical difficulties. Shout out to Brianna Hackman kind of putting a message in the chat there. So I'll do my best, but of course not a whole lot I can do if the data cuts out. So appreciate you guys bearing with me here tonight, as we're about set to meet tonight's starting lineups here in just a moment. Again, Central City Wildcats on the road tonight here in Cedar Rapids, taking on the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies in a Tri-Rivers East versus Tri-Rivers West matchup. Of course, the Wildcats in the West, Huskies in the East. Not sure what the delay is here, but both teams have been over on their benches for a while, just still waiting for the starting lineups to be introduced. Clock has been set to 8 minutes. Now it sounds like we're finally going to meet our starters between the Wildcats and the Huskies.
Tonight's contest is a Tri-Rivers Conference cross-division matchup between the Huskies and our guests from Central City.
Central City wearing their new all-black uniforms this year.
Before meeting tonight's starters and coaches, we'd like to pause for a word of prayer.
And we'll take a quick pause here. So we're going to say a quick prayer.
Before meeting tonight's participants, we want to remind everyone that excellent sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility.
Now just a quick message about sportsmanship here, and we will get things underway. Of course, we'll also do the national anthem after the starters are introduced before we get the action underway here tonight from Cedar Rapids. Now they're introducing the referees. They'll get a nice round of applause, and that'll be their only round of applause all night. So hopefully they enjoy that. And now we will meet tonight's starters.
First of all, for Central City, number 5.
For the Wildcats, senior number 5, Natalie Noonan.
And for Cedar Valley Christian, number 5, Ellie Fulkerson.
For the Huskies, sophomore number 5, Ellie Fulkerson. For the Wildcats, senior number 15, Hannah Kramer. For the Huskies, sophomore number 11, Nevaeh Eichenberger. For the Wildcats, a sophomore number 21, Coletta Wade. For the Huskies, a senior number 13, Jessie Pospisil. For the Wildcats, a sophomore number 23, Bailey Weber. And for the Huskies, a freshman, number 22, Georgia Lillis. Rounding out the lineups of the Wildcats, senior, number 25, Sarah Reed. And for the Huskies, sophomore, number 24, Ella Crittenden. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break on our nation with the national anthem. I'll be right back with you after tonight's national anthem. Anthem has been played, starters have been introduced, and it's set, and we are set to go here from Cedar Rapids for some Wildcat basketball. Again, Wildcats going with Noonan, Kramer, Wade, Weber, and Reed to start tonight's action. Huskies going with Fulkerson, Eichenberger, Pospisil, Lillis, and Crittenden. Wildcats are going to work right to left. Huskies will work left to right as both teams out on the floor. And we are set to go here from the Isaac Newton Christian Academy. Wildcats and Huskies set for action. Weber will jump for the Wildcats. It'll be Crittenden for the Huskies. 8 minutes set on the clock. All 10 players out there. Last minute adjustments being made. Ball's in the air, and we are underway. Tip controlled by the Wildcats, now in the hands of Natalie Noonan. Looking to work down low, now pulls it out top of the key over to Weber on the right wing. Close to guard, gets to Kramer left wing into the corner to Reed. Reed dribbling to her right. Picks up her dribble, wanted the pass but couldn't get it there. Gets it over to Weber top of the key. She's dribbling to her left, Kramer in the corner. She's going to attack the basket. Now pulls it back out into the corner to Reed on the right side. Closely guarded, uses a screen from Kramer. Long two on the way, that is no good off the rim. Rebound loose, picked up by Coletta Wade as the Wildcats get the offensive rebound, and they are going to get Coletta for a travel there. As she took some contact while trying to get the pass out after picking up the offensive rebound. And that'll be a turnover. Huskies will take it into the hands of Crittenden, now across half court to Eichenberger. Over in the corner to Fulkerson. In and out of the hands of Eichenberger, picked up by Hannah Kramer. She'll get it to Sarah Reed going downhill, over to Noonan, attacking the rim. Noonan up with the right hand, it's good. Natalie Noonan opens tonight's scoring. That's 2-0 lead for the Wildcats over the Huskies. Pass goes over to Crittenden, across half court now, back to Eichenberger. Into the corner to Fulkerson. Now left wing to Pospisil. Bounce pass, top of the key, goes to Lillis. Stolen away, clear pass to the hoop. Bailey Weber goes up with the right. That one's good. Wildcats take a quick 4-0 lead. And the Huskies want a timeout. 6:55 to go here in the opening quarter of play. Wildcats out to a quick 4-0 lead off a couple of breakaway layups. One from Natalie Noonan, the other coming from Bailey Weber. So while we got a timeout in the action, quick shout out to Next Bank. Next Bank combines the values of a locally owned, independent Eastern Iowa community bank with expanded services and the latest technology to meet our customers' fast-moving lifestyle. Bank on your success, housing lender. Both teams back out on the floor as it'll be Lillis throwing it in for the Huskies. Pass nearly stolen, gets to the hands of Eichenberger though. Across half court now, ball's loose, rolling towards the out-of-bounds line. Kramer lets it go, and wise move from Kramer as it was off of the Huskies. Wildcats will take it back the other way. Kramer will throw it in, Noonan will bring it up. Wildcats leading 4-0 here, 6:45 to go in the first. Looking to extend that lead here. Noonan top of the key, left wing to Weber. Now back to Wade at the top of the key, but it's in and out of the hands. Wade picks it up and gets it to Reed. Wildcats save the possession over to Weber. She's going to be bumped and fouled. That's going to go against Nevaeh Eichenberger of the Huskies. That's going to be her first. Also team foul number 1, as that one was on the floor, so the Wildcats will just take possession of the ball. Inbounds pass goes to Noonan. Guarded closely top of the key by Lillis. Now gets it to Hannah Kramer, top of the key, looking to go downhill. Nothing there. Picks up her dribble. Down low to Reed. Tipped into the hands of Weber now. She's going to take a long two. It's no good. Rebound fought for. It's going to be picked up by Ella Crittenden. Now goes out of bounds, but was tipped by one of the Wildcats. So the Huskies will take possession after the missed shot, as Lillis will throw it in for CVC. And Jessie Pospisil, the lone senior in this team, will bring it up. She gives it over to Eichenberger. Ball's loose, now picked up by the Huskies. Loose once again. Ball's been all over the floor here early on in this one. That one was off the Wildcats. So the Huskies will maintain possession of the basketball, as we're going to stop for a couple of subs here. It's going to be number 10, who's not listed on the CVC roster, entering the game, as well as number 33, that is Addie Clayton. That is Jessen's the last name of that player. Shout out to Bree once again for her help. As running wild shot, banks in off the glass. Wow, what a shot there by Jessie Pospisil. And it's 4-2. Huskies get within at 2 points early on in the first quarter. This one, Noonan over to Reed. Right wing, down low to Coletta Wade, wide open, and Coletta Wade puts it in the hoop. Off the assist from Reed, found herself wide open underneath the basket. And she gets that shot to go. Wild pass, save, but into the hands of a Wildcat. Hannah Kramer bringing it to the cross half court now. She has the top of the key. She'll slow it down over to Weber on the left wing. Top of the key now to Noonan. Closely guarded. She's going to be tripped up. That's going to be a foul called on Jessen. That's going to be her first. That is team foul number 2 for the Huskies. And the Wildcats will maintain possession of the basketball. Inbounds pass goes to Noonan. Pass down low to Coletta Wade. Her shot's no good off the mark. Tipped out of bounds. They're going to say off of the Wildcats. Hannah Kramer was in there trying to get the offensive rebound. Couldn't do so. It goes out of bounds. And the Huskies will take over. Pass is loose as the Wildcats employing a full court press here. It's working well. Bailey Weber goes up with it. And they're going to call a foul on the floor as she was kind of bumped before. She was able to try to go up with her shot. Now we'll see who they get for the foul. That was Jessie Pospisil. She has the lone 2 points so far for the Huskies. That's her first foul. Team foul number 3. Wade will throw it in, gets it into the corner to a wide open Natalie Noonan. Long twos off the mark. Rebound fought for by Wade. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by one of the Huskies. And Central City will maintain possession of the basketball after a good fight there on the offensive glass by Coletta Wade. Kramer will throw it in underneath the basket. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it into Reed. Wide open right wing 3 on the way from Sarah Reed is good. She cashes home the 3-pointer. That's her first basket of the night. And the Wildcats lead it 9-2. Clayton trapped across half court, but they're going to get a foul on one of the Wildcats. Noonan and Kramer are both over there. Looks like they got Natalie Noonan for that foul. That is her first. It's also team foul number 1. And the Huskies will have the ball as first sub here tonight for the Wildcats. Briley Brooks is going to enter the game. 5'8" senior guard coming off the bench. She will replace the sophomore Bailey Weber. Looking for somewhere to go with it is the Husky player inbounding the ball. She gets it in to Nevaeh Eichenberger, top of the key. Now over to Pospisil. Back to Pospisil. Now Eichenberger, top of the key. Looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Now she gets it to Crittenden on the left wing. Down low. Shot on the way. It's not going to hit anything. It's going to be blocked away by Sarah Reed off the offensive rebound from Clayton. Her putback attempt was denied by Reed. Noonan gets it over to Brooks. Brooks checked into the game. She's going to chuck a 3. It is going to roll around and out. Nearly took a nice roll there, but no good. Rebound picked up by Addie Clayton of the Huskies. She's running the other way with it. Nice hustle there by Noonan. She gets there and affects the shot just enough to force the miss. Briley Brooks pulls down the rebound, and the Wildcats are going to run the other way. Brooks attacking the hoop. She's going to be fouled. We'll see if they call that on the floor or on the shot. Foul is going to go against Addie Clayton. That is her first. And that is team foul number 4. It was on the floor, so Reed will throw it in. Gets it into Wade on the right wing. Takes one dribble. Had it poked away. Now gets it to Noonan, top of the key, over to Reed. 3-pointer on the way from Reed. That is no good, just off the mark. As the offensive rebound picked up by Kramer. Gets it over to Noonan. Noonan attacking the hoop, now pulls it out to Brooks. She thinks about a 3. Now she will take the 3 on the way. That's no good off front of the rim. Rebound picked up by Noonan. She's fighting on the offensive glass. Loses it. Great hustle there by Briley Brooks. It's not going to amount to anything for the Wildcats as it goes out of bounds, but great hustle to get on the floor and try to save that one. As you love to see the effort there. A couple of subs here for the Huskies. As it looks like Ellie Fulkerson re-entered the game after coming out for a little while. Inbounds pass goes to Jessie Pospisil. Across half court to Clayton. Now into the corner to Fulkerson. Top of the key to Pospisil, working to her right. Picks up her dribble, bounce pass, gets to Fulkerson. 3-pointer on the way is off the mark, no good by Lillis. As Reed pulls down the rebound, long down court pass to Kramer. She takes 2 dribbles, goes up with it, is good, but they're going to call a double dribble. So the layup will not count there, as apparently Hannah Kramer had a double dribble in there as she was trying to get to the rim. So the Huskies have it now into the corner to Fulkerson, top of the key to Pospisil. Now they have it over to Lillis. Lillis, a freshman on this Husky team. That one gets down low to Fulkerson. Back out to Lillis. She'll take a jumper off the bounce. No good. Rebound picked up by Wade. And the Wildcats secure the rebound. 9-2 advantage, 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Briley Brooks wide open pass to the rim. Her layup is no good off the left hand. Rebound picked up by the Huskies. There's a fight for it. Somehow Wade gets it out of that mess. Her shot's no good. And the Huskies pick it up. Now no foul called and some contact. Down low to Reed. Wide open shot there for Sarah Reed, and she puts it through. Her second bucket of the night. She's got 5. Wildcats have 11. They lead at 11-2. Reed nearly steals that pass, but it just gets through her hands. Pass now to Fulkerson. She's trapped. Double team comes. Noonan nearly got that. Now Clayton's going to work down low, and they're going to get Hannah Kramer for the foul. She kind of tripped up Clayton there as Clayton was trying to attack the rim. That is going to be Kramer's first foul of the night, team foul number 2. As a couple sub, the 5'7" sophomore will enter the game for the first time tonight. Correction, 5'7" junior. My apologies to Lucy Smith. As Clayton is double teamed in the corner. Correction, that's Pospisil in a lot of trouble. as they are going to get her for a travel as she fell to the ground before she was able to get the ball out. Bench for Central City as Weber will throw it in. Noonan will bring it up for Central City. Natalie Noonan, good point guard for the Wildcats, leads the team despite not always having the high scoring numbers. Weber uses the screen, now gives it over to Wade, top of the key. She'll attack with her right hand. Gets past a couple of Huskies, now gives it over to Noonan. Weber top of the key, thinks about a three, now she'll go downhill. Gets past one defender, she puts it up off the glass, and it's good. Bailey Weber, her second bucket of the night. Wildcats extend their lead 13-2 over the Huskies. 2:20 to go in the opening quarter. And it looks like we got a travel violation. That is going to go against Ellie Fulkerson. She's called for the travel as she was pressured by the Wildcat defense in the corner. Central City will take over possession of the ball. Weber throws it in. Noonan will bring it up. Wildcats with the 11-point advantage here in the first quarter. Brooks has it on the left wing. Jumper, it's good. Briley Brooks gets her name in the scoring column here in the first quarter as the Wildcats lead 15-2, and the Huskies are going to call timeout. Looks like that is going to be a full 60-second timeout. Second timeout forced by the Wildcats. Huskies have had to use two already here. 2:02 remaining in the first quarter. 15-2 advantage for Central City. Taking a look at some scoring numbers here so far. Natalie Noonan has 2 points for the Wildcats, as do Coletta Wade and Briley Brooks. Bailey Weber has 4, and Sarah Reed leads the team with 5 points so far in this first quarter. Huskies have just 2 points through the first 6 minutes or so of this game, and Jessie Pospisil is responsible for the one layup the Huskies were able to put in so far. So 2:02 remaining in the opening quarter. Wildcats lead it by 13. 15-2 is our score. If you're just tuning in, I'm David Warrington. Tonight I'm at the Isaac Newton Christian Academy here in Cedar Rapids. Cedar Valley Christian calling this building home this year, as previously they'd been with Springville. This is where they're at now. Both teams back on the floor. As the Wildcats have Noonan, Wade, Smith, Brooks, and Weber out there. Looks like Sarah Reed exited the game, I believe, for the first time tonight. Inbounds pass goes to Pospisil as the Huskies will bring it up. Wildcats applying some pressure in the half court. They get it across half court to Lillis as she hands it over. Now top of the key to Eichenberger. Her three-pointer on the way. No good off back iron. Rebound picked up by Weber, and she'll take it the other way. Bounce pass to Brooks. Nice pass there by Weber. Brooks makes a move. Can't get the layup to go. That's going to go out of bounds. Off the thigh of one of the Wildcat players to the signal from the referee. So Cedar Valley Christian will take it the other way. Inbounds pass goes to Pospisil. She has the lone basket so far tonight for the Huskies. Three-pointer on the way from Lillis. It's off the mark, left it short. Missed everything as the Wildcats will take possession. Briley Brooks will throw it in for Central City as Natalie Noonan is set to bring it up. Noonan takes the pass and brings it across half court. Over to Wade in the right wing. She's attacking. She throws up a runner. It's going to be no good, and Coletta Wade's going to be whistled for a travel, so it wouldn't have counted even if it had gone through the hoop. 90 seconds to go in the opening quarter. 15-2 advantage for Central City. Pass across half court gets to Lillis, and pass is loose now. It was intended for one Husky who wasn't looking. Now a backwards pass. Interesting play there as Ella Crittenden was in trouble along the sideline. She just chucked the ball as hard as she could behind her head and ended up hitting one of the Wildcats and going out of bounds. So the Huskies keep possession of the ball. As Crittenden will throw it in, she gets it to Pospisil on the left wing. Bounce pass top of the key to Eichenberger. Loses it, ball's on the ground. Now she has it again. Eichenberger throws it out of nowhere and gives it over to Weber on the steal. Gives it to Smith going downhill. Spins, looking for somewhere to go with it. Bailey Weber, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound picked up by Smith. Wildcats will keep possession. She gets bumped, no call, but gets it over to Brooks, top of the key. Now Noonan's going to attack the hoop. Nice move there by Noonan. She throws it up. It's no good, but fouled was Noonan on that shot attempt, so she would go to the line for a pair of free throws. I believe it's going to be our first free throws of the night. As that foul went against Ella Crittenden, her first. That's team foul number 5 for the Huskies, inching close to that bonus. As Noonan will get set to attempt her first free throws of the night. First one's no good, off back iron. She'll have one more as Sarah Reed's going to re-enter the game. And Coletta Wade will take a break as she jogs over to the bench. Our score remains 15-2 as Noonan gets set to attempt her second of 2 free throws. It's on the way. That one's no good either. And the rebound's picked up by Ella Crittenden. Jessie Pospisil attacking the hoop. It's going to be fouled on the shot. Looked like a lot of ball there, but some contact to the arm as well. So the Wildcats going to be whistled for the foul. Looks like they're going to call it on the floor. That was called on Bailey Weber, her first, as the Huskies will throw it in. Weber comes up with the steal. She throws it behind her, gets it to Noonan. Nice play there by Bailey Weber on the defensive end. Natalie Noonan running the floor, gets it over to Brooks. Her layup's no good. Noonan picks up the offensive rebound. Her putback's no good. And Pospisil picks up the defensive rebound for the Huskies. Pospisil running the floor. Her runner's on the way. It's no good off the rim. Noonan secures the rebound, and we're going to go back the other way. Pretty fast-paced game here as Noonan brings it across half court. Gets it over to Reed in the short corner. Down low to Smith. Wide open layup for Lucy Smith, and she puts it home. Her first bucket of the night. Wildcats lead 17-2. As that pass gets over to Pospisil, top of the key. Her three-pointer's all the way. No good off the glass. Nearly got a lucky roll there as the pass goes over to Weber across midcourt. Weber attacking the hoop. We're going to get a foul on the floor. I believe they whistled Jessie Pospisil for that one. That is going to be her second. Team foul number 6. Wildcats are shooting from here on out. As Reed will throw it in with 3 seconds to go. Inbounds pass goes to Noonan. Over to Weber. 2 seconds on the clock. 1 second. And they will just get the shot off. It's going to be no good. As Sarah Reed kind of had to rush that one as the clock was running down. And we've played a quarter of basketball here from Cedar Rapids, and our score, Central City 17, Cedar Valley Christian 2. Pretty fun back and forth quarter of play there as the Wildcats hold the commanding 15-point advantage. This is a team they beat by 60 a year ago. Yes, 60 points, 64-4. Giving up half of that point total already here in the first half, but when the point total you're talking about is 4 points, kind of take that with a grain of salt. So 8-minute setback on the clock. While we've got a break here in the action, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank is your bank for what's next. Your next car, next home, next business, next phase of life, or next adventure. 5 locations serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Next Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Wildcats back on the floor to begin the second quarter. A couple of subs as both Lexi Hennick as well as Belle Whitson enter the game for the first time. They are joined on the floor by Sarah Reed, Hannah Kramer, and Lucy Smith. Huskies also make their way out onto the floor as we are set to go here in quarter number 2. It'll be Huskies basketball to begin the quarter. As Crittenden makes her way over to the referee to take the ball, she'll throw it in. And we're underway in quarter number 2. Inbounds pass goes to Pospisil, now down low. Pass is tipped out of the hands of Lillis, out of bounds. Last touch by Lillis. So the Wildcats will take it. Hennick's going to throw it in for the Wildcats. Looks like Whitson is going to bring it up the floor. As the Wildcats forced a turnover there early on here in the second quarter. Whitson guarded top of the key, now over to Kramer. She's working to her right. Picks up her dribble, over to Hennick. She'll work towards the basket. She pulls up. Her shot's no good. Reed secures the offensive rebound. Her putback's no good, but she was fouled. And Sarah Reed will go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws for the Wildcats. Foul goes against Jessie Pospisil. She already has 3 here with 7:41 to go in the first quarter. That is also foul number 7 against the Huskies. Wildcats in the bonus the rest of the way. Reed's first free throw on the way. That's good. Give her 6 points in the night, and she'll get a chance for one more as the Wildcats lead at 18-2. Reed set for her second free throw. That one's on the way. It is no good, so she goes 1 of 2, but Hannah Kramer picks up the offensive rebound, so the Wildcats will keep possession. Gets it over to Reed, now down low to Smith, in and out of the hands. Stolen away by one of the Huskies. As it's stolen right back by Smith, down low to Reed. Her jumper, or her layup's no good. Took a little bit of contact, gets her own rebound, in and out of the hands of Hennick now, as she picks up the pass. Uses a screen from Whitson, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. Hard pass there over to Kramer. Kramer couldn't secure it. Ball goes up against the wall, out of bounds, and the Huskies will take it. Inbounds pass goes to Pospisil. Now she gets it over to Eichenberger, crossing half court. She's going to pull up for an open 3. Her shot's no good off back iron. Rebounds tipped, secured by Belle Whitson. As she's attacking the basket, now picks up her dribble. Over to Kramer. She'll go down low. Wide open path to the rim. Her shot's good. Hannah Kramer gets the basket to go. Her first 2 points of the evening. Wildcats extend their lead to 18. They lead it 20-2. Eichenberger gets it over to Crittenden in the corner. Down low, pass is tipped out of bounds. Who touched it last? They're going to say Hennick did. So the Wildcats will not take possession. The Huskies will keep it. It's going to be Addie Clayton checking into the game for the Huskies, as well as Jessen. player not listed on the roster. She will throw it in as she gets it into Crittenden. Now down low to Pospisil. Her shot on the way is no good. Left it a bit short. Rebounded by Sarah Reed. And the Wildcats will run the other way. Gets it to Hannah Kramer on the cross-court pass. Down low to Whitson. Her shot is going to be blocked. Saved by one of the Huskies. Gets it into the hands of Lexi Hennick. To Reed. Now back to Hennick. Wide open shot on the way from Hennick is no good. Rebound by Reed. Her putback attempt is good. Sarah Reed back in the scorer's column. She's got 8. Wildcats lead it 22. Pass gets over to Clayton. She's going to attack the rim. It's going to go out of bounds. As Clayton couldn't secure the Cats, we'll take it the other way. Wildcats are going to use their first timeout of the evening. That's going to be a 30-second timeout charge to the Wildcats. We've got 6:21 to play here in the second quarter. Wildcats hold the 20-point advantage. 22-2 is our score. Sarah Reed leads the Wildcats in points so far. She's got 8. Bailey Weber's got 4. And then several Wildcats have 2. That would be Brooks, Wade, Smith, Kramer, and Noonan, all sitting at 2 points. No foul trouble to speak of for the Wildcats. Weber, Kramer, and Noonan all have 1. Just 3 team fouls so far against the Wildcats. As Lexi Hennick will throw the ball into play for Central City. 6:21 to go here in our second quarter of play. Hennick inbounds to Whitson, and she'll take it up the floor for the Wildcats. Crossing half court, top of the key, uses the screen from Kramer. Nice hard legal screen there from Kramer. Shot on the way from Whitson, no good. As the rebound's picked up by the Huskies, they'll bring it the other way. Clayton bringing it across half court, throws it over to Pospisil. In some trouble, now gets a bounce pass back to Clayton. Down low to Crittenden. Her shot on the way is no good. Rolls around and out, rebounded by Lucy Smith. She loses it momentarily, gets it over to Reed. And Sarah, cross-court pass down low to Lexi Hennick. Her down-court pass is going to be stolen away. And we are going to have a foul called against the Wildcats. As Pospisil was fouled, we'll bring it up the floor for the Huskies. That'll go against Belle Whitson. That's going to be Whitson's first foul. Team foul number 4 against Central City. As the Huskies nearly have that pass stolen. Great hustle there by Lexi Hennick to get a hand in there and tip it with the Huskies after it went out of bounds off of Hennick. Crittenden looking to throw it in. Gets it in to Eichenberger, but she lost it. It's going to end up in the hands of Whitson. She's attacking the basket. She's going to go all the way. Her shot on the way is no good. It's going to be rebounded by Reed. Back to Whitson. She misses once again. And that rebound is going to be picked up by the Huskies. Looks like they got a foul as well. I believe they got Smith for that one. And yep, that was Lucy Smith. Whistle for the foul. Just her first. That is team number 5. As the Huskies will bring it the other way. Clayton nearly loses it, but gets it back. Now over to Jessen. Her shot's on the way. Just graces the rim on its way out. And hard foul there as Kramer was destroyed by Jessie Pospisil. And she's got to be careful here. She's almost out of here as that's going to be her 4th. Of course, you only get 5 in high school basketball. She's used up 80% of her fouls already here tonight with 5:26 to go in the second quarter. That is team foul number 8. We are in the bonus, so Hannah Kramer, after taking the contact, will go to the line for a 1-and-1. As we'll have a couple subs in for the Huskies. Ellie Fulkerson will re-enter the game, as will Georgia Lillis. Pair of players that started for CVC back into the game. Crittenden and Pospisil is going to exit the game. Pospisil leaving for the first time tonight after picking up her 4th foul. Kramer shooting the front end of the 1-and-1. Shots on the way. It is good. She knocks down the first. She'll get one more. Her 3rd point of the night. She'll try to get her 4th here with the second free throw. 23-2 lead for Central City as Kramer gets set to attempt her 2nd free throw. Free throw on the way. That is a couple of good-looking free throws there from Hannah Kramer. 24-2 advantage for Central City. Clayton facing some pressure from Hennick near half court. Gets it over to Lillis, but not before. One of the referees is going to call Addie Clayton for the traveling violation. So the Wildcats will take back possession of the basketball. Hennick throws it half court. Loses it for a second, does Whitson, but gets it back. Attacking the hoop. And looks like we are going to have a double dribble called against Belle Whitson of the Wildcats. So turnover there for Central City as CVC will take back possession of the basketball. Inbounds pass goes to Fulkerson. Now gets it over to Clayton. Eichen corner. Back to Clayton on the right wing. Top of the key to Fulkerson. Guarded by Whitson, and she's going to be whistled for a travel. Kind of moved her pivot foot a little bit there. Wasn't super blatant by any means, but was enough to draw the whistle. And the Wildcats will take back possession of the basketball. Inbounds pass goes to Whitson, playing the point guard here in this second unit. Whitson attacking the hoop, gets it over to Reed. Now down low to Kramer. She turns as Hannah Kramer with another 2 points. She's got 6. Wildcats lead 26-2. Eichenberger has it on the right wing, closely guarded by Reed. Bounce past to Jessen in the right corner. Now back to Clayton on the wing. Top of the key to Fulkerson. She's going to get it over to Lillis, attacking the hoop. Poked loose by Kramer. Hennick comes up with the steal. She's bumped. That'll be a foul, so Hennick will go to the line for 1-1 as we are in the bonus here. They got Addie Clayton for the foul there. That's her second, team foul number 9, as Ella Crittenden re-enters the ball game here for the Huskies. And Lexi Hennick will go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-1. Hennick trying to get in the scorer's book. Second shot on the way. That one's good as well. Good free throw shooting so far from the Wildcats, as Hennick knocks down both. 28-2 advantage for the Wildcats. That pass is tipped by Reed, but gets into the hands of Lillis. Shot on the way from Jessen's no good. Rebounded by Hannah Kramer. And Reed will bring it back up for the Wildcats. She gets it to Hennick. Hennick attacking the hoop over to Whitson. She loses it momentarily. Now over to Kramer, top of the key, attacking the hoop. Pull-up jumper on a nice first half. She's got 8 to tie the Wildcats for the team lead. 30-2 advantage for the Huskies, as we got a timeout on the floor called by Cedar Valley Christian. Looks like that is going to be a full 60-second timeout. We've got 4:06 remaining in the second quarter. In our score, Central City. Looking at the scoring breakdown so far tonight for the Wildcats, Sarah Reed and Hannah Kramer both have 8 points. That is tops on the team so far in this game. Bailey Weber has 4 points, and then several players have 2. Brooks, Wade, Smith, Noonan, and Hennick both sitting at 2 points for the Wildcats. Jessie Pospisil still lonely in the scorers column for the Huskies, as her 2 points are all they've been able to muster here through a quarter and a half of play. Pospisil also on the bench for the Huskies with 4 fouls. No real foul trouble for the Wildcats. I don't think any player has 2. Looks like Weber, Smith, Kramer, Whitson, and Noonan all have 1. 5 team fouls against the Wildcats so far here with 4:06 to go in the second quarter. Both teams back on the floor. Wildcats have Noonan, Wade, Brooks, also Ella Fecht entering the game. Again, not listed on the roster, but luckily able to figure out that player, as we got a foul here. As we got a foul. Going to go against Ella Fecht. That's going to be her first foul, team number 6, as the Huskies get it back. Eichenberger driving downhill for the Huskies. Her shot off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Fecht. Now she'll bring it up the floor. Now gives it over to Noonan. Noonan over to Fecht on the right wing. Now down low to Wade. Wade's shot is going to be a little bit short. Almost got her own rebound, but couldn't quite secure it as it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade, and the Huskies will take over. 3:41 to go here in the second quarter. 28-point advantage for the Huskies, or excuse me, for the Wildcats. Pass gets to Lillis. She's right at that half-court logo. Now trying to go downhill. Weber comes from behind, nearly steals it. Three-pointer on the way from Crittenden. That one is going to be no good. A little too strong off the back iron as Brooks pulls down the rebound. Brooks gets it to Weber. She's going downhill. Nice move. Puts it up. No good. They're going to get a foul. It'll be a block, as one of those charge block calls had to be made by the referee. He went with a block. That is going to go against Nevaeh Eichenberger. That's her second, team foul number 10. So it was on the shots. Weber will go to the line to shoot 2 regardless, but Wildcats will shoot 2 on every foul here the rest of the way in this first half. Weber's first free throw on the way is no good. A little left and a little strong as well. She'll have a chance for one more. As Weber's second free throw on the way, that one is no good as she misses both. Brooks picks up the offensive rebound, though. Her layup's no good. Wade trying to secure the rebound. She couldn't, but it was tipped out of bounds by a Husky, so Wildcats will keep it after the nice effort there by Wade to try and secure that offensive rebound. Weber's going to throw it in, gets it into Brooks. Now Noonan, open top of the key, gets it over to Fecht. Her pass is going to be stolen, and before the pass we had a travel. So it would have been a turnover regardless, as the Huskies will take options, gets it over to Lillis. Now across half court to Clayton. Has some trouble securing the pass, but she does get it. Now she had an open path to the rim. Her shot's no good, but she is fouled. As Huskies will get a chance to get a couple more points on the board, as Addie Clayton will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Huskies. Foul's going to go against Ella Fecht. She's picked up 2 quick fouls. Team's in the bonus now at 7 as Addie Clayton at the line to shoot 2 for the Huskies. First free throw on the way from Clayton. That one's good. So she makes her first. Clayton will have a chance for one more. 30-3 now our score. With the second free throw yet to come. Clayton gets set to attempt her second free throw. Second foul shot on the way. That one is going to be... She sends a down court pass to Noonan. Takes one dribble. Goes up with it. It's no good off the backboard. Rebound fought for down there. Picked up by Crittenden. Although her pass is stolen away by Fecht. Three-pointer on the way from Brooks is no good. Too strong. Ball's loose one first half. That is going to be a jump ball. And looks like that is going to be in favor of the Wildcats. So they will keep possession of the ball. Wade is going to throw it in. As that pass is tipped and stolen away, ends up in the hands of Addie Clayton. She gets it over to Crittenden. And now over to Lillis as she's crossing half court. She gets it to Eichenberger, top of the key, guarded closely by Noonan. Picks up her dribble. Tipped and stolen away there by Coletta Wade, running the full court. Wade goes up with a shot. It's going to be good off the glass. Nice finish there by Coletta Wade. She's got 4. Wildcats lead at 32-3. 2:20 to go in the second quarter. Jessen has it, throws up a shot. It's going to be no good off front of the rim. Rebounded by Noonan. And she's going to run in the full court. 2-on-2 fast break. Noonan goes up with the layup. Her shot's good as Natalie Noonan puts her name back in the scorer's book. Wildcats lead at 34-3. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. As Clayton has it on the left wing, top of the key to Eichenberger. Gets it down low to Clayton. It's going to be a foul. Looks like they're going to get Briley Brooks for that foul. That will be her first. And we are in the bonus now, so I believe it's Addie Clayton going to be going to the line for the Huskies, as also have Ellie Fulkerson re-entering the game for CVC here with a little under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Addie Clayton shooting the front end of the 1-and-1. That one is going to be no good, and that's all she'll get. Fecht picks up the rebound. Now gets it over to Noonan, crossing half court. 1:50 to go in the second quarter. Weber's going to think about a three. She'll take it from the left wing. It's no good. Rebounded by Wade nearly, but it's tipped away. Clayton running the full court. Now she's going to be tripped up unintentionally there by Briley Brooks. But, of course, intention doesn't matter as she still committed the foul. That's going to be her second. Team foul number 9. So they will be going back to the line, will the Huskies? I believe that is once again Addie Clayton going to the stripe. Looks to be in some pain, but she's going to tough it out and shoot her free throws. Nevaeh Eichenberger makes her way over to the scorer's table for the Huskies, but that'll be for the shooter, as they'll get Clayton out of the game after these free throws. Or this free throw, depending on if she makes front end of the 1-and-1. Shot on the way from Clayton. That one's going to be no good, too strong. Rebounded by Coletta Wade, as Noonan will bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. Gets it over to Weber. Her pass to Brooks. Gets there. Now we got to fight for the ball. Coletta Wade ends up with it. Throws it up, no good. Rebound picked up by Brooks. She's in some trouble down low. Throws it up. It's no good, but she was fouled. And Briley Brooks will go to the free throw line for a pair of shots for the Wildcats. They are going to get Ella Crittenden on the infraction there. That is her second. Team, again, is in the double bonus. And Briley Brooks will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Wildcats. First free throw on the way. That one is going to be good. Now she'll get one more. Lexi Hennick re-enters the game for the Wildcats. Bailey Weber will come out. Nevaeh Eichenberger also came in for the Huskies. 35 free throw. Foul shot is on the way. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by Wade. Her putback is no good. Rebounded by Smith. Her putback's also no good. Rebounded by Noonan. Her putback is good. Finally, Wildcats get one to go there. Noonan's got 6. Wildcats have 37. They lead at 37-3. Now top of the key to Eichenberger for the Huskies. Over to Crittenden on the right wing. Attacking the hoop. Throws up the shot. That one's going to be no good off the glass. Rebounds thrown up in the air. Rebounded by a minute to go in the second quarter. Nearly loses it. Now gets the top of the key to Smith. Thinks about it. Now over to Brooks. Three-pointer on the way from Brooks is no good. But Smith secures the offensive rebound. I'd love to see those numbers for the Wildcats. They have a ton of offensive rebounds in this first half. Shot on the way from Brooks is no good. Left it short. Rebounded by Eichenberger. And the Huskies will take it with 40 seconds to go in the second quarter. Eichenberger nearly travels. That pass is stolen away by Brooks. 2-on-1 fast break. Brooks throws it up. It's too strong, no good. Rebounded by Fulkerson of the Huskies. CVC has it back now with 30 seconds to go. They threw it away once again, though, as nice hustle there by Eichenberger does secure the ball. It'll go out of bounds. Who last touched it? It's going to be off of a Wildcat. So CVC will keep possession. 23 seconds on the clock in this opening half. 37-3 advantage for the Wildcats. Lillis will throw it in. She gets it in to Fulkerson, guarded closely by Hennick. As she gets it over to Crittenden. Pass is stolen away down low by Wade. And she'll bring it the other way. 10 seconds to go in the opening quarter, or the opening half. Noonan down low. She puts it up. It's good. Natalie Noonan gets the bucket to go. And the Wildcats extend their lead here. 5 seconds left. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, as it's going to be a half-court heave there from Crittenden. Maybe made it 3/4 of the way, but well off the mark. And that will do it for half number 1 here from the Isaac Newton Christian Academy in Cedar Rapids. Through a half of basketball, our score, Central City 39, Cedar Valley Christian 3. So quite a wild quarter there to open up tonight's doubleheader, as the ball seemed to be on the floor almost constantly, as the ball was always loose. But as it stands, dominant first half of the Wildcats. They lead it by 36. While we've got a break in the action here for our halftime break, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank is a financially strong community bank. Invested partnerships help their customers achieve what's next for their financial dreams. Next Bank has 5 locations to serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So not a whole lot to say about that first half, ladies and gentlemen. Dominant performance by the Wildcats. Looked strong at all stages of those first 2 quarters, pulling away to a 34-point advantage. .840 and counting before we get the second half of play underway here from Cedar Rapids. As don't forget, we will also have probably about 15 minutes after the girls wrap things up, as this is, like most games, a varsity doubleheader. Let's take a look at some stats here in this opening half. Not a whole lot of statistics to speak of for the Huskies, so I'll start there and get that out of the way. Jessie Pospisil was the leading scorer for the Huskies with 2 points in that opening half. And also Addie Clayton, a freshman for CVC, did make 1 free throw. She has 1 point. That's how the Huskies get to their 3-point opening half. Quite a bit of foul trouble for the Huskies, especially for their lone senior, Jessie Pospisil. She picked up 4 fouls there in that opening half, so she's got only 1 to work with in the second half of play. As other players with fouls for the Huskies, Eichenberger has 2, as do Ella Crittenden and Addie Clayton, while Brianna Jessen has 1. Looking at the Wildcats, they were led in scoring in that opening half by 3 players who all had 8 points. Natalie Noonan, Hannah Kramer, and Sarah Reed all had an 8-point first half for the Wildcats, as the pair of seniors getting it done for Central City. Lexi Hennick had 2 points in that first half, as did Lucy Smith. Coletta Wade had 4. Bailey Weber also finished that half with Brooks, sitting with 3 points here at the halfway point of tonight's game. Again, 39-3, our halftime score. About 6.5 minutes now before we get action for the second half here from Cedar Rapids. As it was quite the first half there for the Wildcats, pulling away to that big 36-point advantage. Like I said, stick around after the conclusion of the girls' game, as we'll have the boys' game coming up. Wildcats picked up their lone win of the season last year against Cedar Valley Christian. Although CVC has, I think it's a new player coming in because I don't recognize playing against this kid when I was in school or watching him play last year. He's averaging 29.5 points per game, and I'll touch on that a little more as we get closer to the boys' game after the girls' game wraps up, but definitely something interesting to keep an eye on there for that boys' matchup. Well, we've got some time here at halftime. I'll go ahead and take a look at what the Wildcats schedule looks like here throughout the season. Of course, just getting the season started. This the third game of the year for the Wildcats. Their first game on the road as well, if I'm not mistaken, as they've hosted a pair of games, but finally getting some road action. As they will also be back in action tomorrow afternoon. They have a 1 o'clock tip-off against the Midland Eagles. That'll be a home game there against Midland. Then next week, December 7th, they will be at home against Calamus-Wheatland. And on December 10th, they will travel to Easton Valley to take on the Riverhawks of Easton Valley High School. December 14th, they have Alburnett in a road game. And then they're back home on December 17th, hosting Starmont. Finally, to wrap things up before the Christmas break, they will be at Maquoketa Valley, traveling to Delhi to take on the Wildcats on December 21st. And as I said, that will be their final game before that holiday break, and then they won't play again until after the new year. They'll have their first game on January 3rd of 2022 in Elkader against the Central Elkader Warriors. Interesting slate of games for the Wildcats coming up. They play in the Tri-Rivers. They play plenty of cross-divisional matchups of East versus West, and you see that on the schedule. Wildcats open up against a West foe in the Springville Orioles. But since then, it's been Prince of Peace on Tuesday, Cedar Valley Christian tonight, Midland tomorrow, and then Calamus-Wheatland and Easton Valley next week. All of those teams compete in the East. Of course, Wildcats in the West. And as a reminder, those games do not count towards the conference standings for the Wildcats, as in the Tri-Rivers, they do not crown just an overall conference champion. They crown a Tri-Rivers East and a Tri-Rivers West champion. And so the Wildcats games against East teams will not count towards their standings in the Tri-Rivers West. From what I've seen, it's been a dominant showing in these cross-divisional matchups so far, as I think the West might actually be perfect as of Tuesday. Pretty much objectively a much stronger portion of the conference than the East, and that's been shown in those cross-divisional matchups. Wildcats showing it again here tonight with this 39-3 advantage at the halfway point of this girls' matchup. Wildcats back on the floor now. We'll see if they get some shots up. Not sure if some basketballs are out here, but they're back out here, and we're about 3 minutes away from getting the second half of action underway. Go ahead and give another shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank, here while we've got the opportunity. From your first checking account to your first car, first mortgage to retirement, and all the money matters in between, Next Bank people relate because they're your people. They're in your community, shooting the breeze at the grocery store, sitting beside you at the kids' games, and working local fundraisers. Start building the banking relationship of a lifetime with Next Bank, conveniently located in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So, of course, big thank you to Next Bank for all they do to support not just this broadcast you're listening to, but just Central City as a whole. Great sponsor to have, great representative of the community as well. Definitely thankful to them for all they do. We're down to 2 minutes here before we get the second half of play underway between the Wildcats and the Huskies. Still no sign of the Huskies out here on the floor, but the Wildcats have been back out for a little while. Believe we will have running clock here to start the second half, as unless there was a rule change I'm not aware of, the barrier for running clock is 35 points. The Wildcats just above that at 36 points. So, in all likelihood, we'll have a pretty quick second half, and then we'll be moving on to the boys' game. But first, second half of the girls' game here in about 90 seconds, as the Huskies are now back out onto the floor over on their bench. A bit of a dance party going on with the girls' team, clearly not too worried about this second half, and understandably so, up 36 points. Had a very comfortable opening half, and they'll look to do the same here in the second half of play. the Wildcats, seeing no reason to wait for these last 60 seconds to come off the clock. We're already back out here. To start this second half, Wildcats will work left to right, and the Huskies will work right to left. It'll be Huskies ball to begin half number 2 as they arrow favoring them to begin our third quarter. Both teams are back on the floor. Wildcats are going to start this half with some backups mixed in with some starters. They've got Lexi Hennick, Sarah Reed, Ella Fecht, Lucy Smith, and Natalie Noonan. Good mix of starters and bench players there for the Wildcats. As Huskies throw it in, Pospisil takes it, and we are underway for quarter number 3. Pospisil gets it over to Eichenberger, top of the key. Now gets to Crittenden on the right wing. Attacking the basket, picks up her dribble. She throws up a shot. That's going to be no good. No, it is good. Gets a nice little roll there off the rim to put it through. As Ella Crittenden gets her first bucket of the night for Central City. Noonan attacking the hoop, gets it over to Reed. Top of the key to Fecht. Working down low, nice move there, gets it over to Noonan. Short corner jumper on the way, Noonan knocks it down, nothing but net. Good looking jumper there from Noonan. She's the first Wildcat to hit double digits. She's got 10, Wildcats lead 41-5. Into the corner now, that's Fulkerson, top of the key to Pospisil. Now gets it back to Crittenden on the right wing. Top of the key to Pospisil again, down low to Fulkerson. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Now top of the key to Eichenberger. Makes a move, attacks the hoop, picks up her dribble, throws it up off the glass. That one's going to take another nice bounce as Nevaeh Eichenberger puts her name into the scoring column. 7 points for the Huskies now as the Wildcats still lead at 41-7. Noonan, top of the key, now gives it to Fecht. Over to Hennick, right wing. And they're going to get Hennick for a travel. I didn't see it from my vantage point, but referee has a better view than I do, so I'll take his word for it. Inbounds pass will go to Pospisil. She gives it over to Eichenberger, now into the corner to Fulkerson. Pospisil left wing. She's playing with 4 fouls. She's going to throw up a wild jumper. That one's no good. String of lucky bounces ends there for the Huskies as they're going to get a jump ball. Huskies got to start the second half, so it will favor the Wildcats. They'll take over possession of the basketball here. 6:18 to go in the third quarter, 41-7 advantage for Central City. Natalie Noonan crossing half court. Dribbling to her right, now over to Noonan. She gives it down low to Hennick. Working down low. Over to Noonan attacking the hoop. She takes some contact, but no call. Smith takes it down low now. Her shot's too long. Rebounded by Noonan, and some contact in there, and Eichenberger's going to get whistled for a foul. That should be her third. As the Huskies have their first foul of this second half. That is the third against Eichenberger. Fouls on the floor, so the Wildcats will throw it in. Smith will do the honors as she's going to get it into Reed. Open three, top of the key from Reed. That is no good. Rolls off the rim and out. Good look there from Reed. Couldn't quite knock it down as Eichenberger's going to bring it up for the Huskies. Loses her dribble. Fecht tips it. Now it's on the ground. Smith hustling after it. Gets on the floor. Believe we're going to have a jump ball here, and that should favor the Huskies as CVC will take over possession of the basketball. Addie Clayton and Brianna Jessen entering the game for Cedar Valley Christian. As got a platoon swap here. Got a platoon swap here for the as 5 in, 5 out for the Wildcats. We've got Whitson, Kramer, Wade, Brooks, and I want to say that's Elise Knapp, but she's not listed on the program. Believe that's who that is, what we'll go with. As we got a foul here, it's going to be called against Hannah Kramer, as that will be Hannah's second foul of the half. Team foul number 1. Both teams have 1 foul. As Jessen will throw it in. Gets it in to Pospisil. Her shot's no good. Rebounded by Brooks. As she'll bring it up the floor for Central City. Running the fast break. Gets it over to Wade. As she brings the top of the key. Now working down low. She gets it into Kramer. Facing some trouble in there. She throws a wild shot up in the air. No good. But she might get her own rebound there as it's loose. Picked up by Jessen now. And I think we're going to have another jump ball here. And that will be going in the Wildcats' favor, so Central City will keep it. As I mentioned, we have running clock, so it's been a quick third quarter. We're already down to 3:45 and counting as Wade gets it into Brooks. She'll take the long 2-pointer on the way. That is good. Briley Brooks knocks down the shot. She's got 5 on the night. Wildcats lead this one 43-7. Eichenberger left wing. Now over to Pospisil, down low to Jessen, and out of her hands. She gets it back, though. Gets it back to Crittenden. Her shot on the way is no good, but we've got a foul. I think they got Coletta Wade for that one. And Crittenden will be going to the line to shoot 2 for Central City. That did go against Coletta Wade. That's just her first. Team foul number 2, as it is Crittenden at the line for the Huskies. First free throw on the way. No good off back iron. Left it a bit too strong there. She'll get a chance for one more. 43-7 advantage for Central City. Here with 3:25 to go in the third quarter. Stop the clock. Not sure they were supposed to do that, as the second shot's on the way and good. So Crittenden makes 1 of 2. Central City Wildcats, top of the key. Now gets it over to Brooks. Three-pointer on the way from Briley Brooks is no good. Rebounds to be picked up by Whitson, as she's looking to make a move. Has the top of the key. A lot of pressure there being applied by Eichenberger. Moves to her right, attacking the hoop, picks up her dribble. Tries to get it past to Wade, but it's going to be over the half-court line, and they'll roll all the way out of bounds near the Husky basket, as that'll be Cedar Valley Christian ball. Bailey Weber is going to re-enter. Lee Knapp will exit as the inbounds pass goes to Pospisil. Now top of the key to Eichenberger. Now over to Crittenden on the right corner. Top of the key once again to Eichenberger. Short corner to Jessen. Crittenden makes a move to the hoop. She throws it up. It's no good, but she took the contact and will go to the line for another pair of free throws, as one of the Wildcats was whistled for the foul. That'll be Bailey Weber. That's her second foul of this opening half, or excuse me, this third quarter, I should say. As Crittenden puts up the free throw. It's no good. She'll have a chance for one more. 43-8 our score. As Crittenden attempts her second free throw. That one's no good either, as Weber picks up the rebound, but she's pushed out of bounds, saves it, ends up in the hands of Brooks. Brooks, long down court pass to Whitson. She skies up for it, but can't control it. Ends up in the hands of Crittenden, and Eichenberger will bring it up the floor for the Huskies. Gets over in the corner to Pospisil, attacking down low. Pass is going to be, or shot is going to be blocked by Weber, picked up by Wade, but they're going to call Coletta Wade for a traveling violation, as the ball will go right back to the Huskies. 2 minutes and counting to go here in the third quarter, as Jessen will throw it in for Cedar Valley Christian. Inbounds pass gets to Eichenberger. Now Pospisil, top of the key. Crittenden looking to work down low. She loses her footing. Gets it over to Pospisil, attacking the hoop. She throws up a wild shot. That's no good. Rebounded by Wade. And Bailey Weber will bring it up the floor for Central City. Bounce pass over to Kramer, top of the key. Now gets to Wade, left corner, or left wing, I should say. Now Weber has, or Brooks has it, attacking the hoop. She puts up a shot. It's no good. Well off the mark. Rebounded by Eichenberger. Now over to Crittenden, crossing half court. Has the top of the key over to Pospisil. She'll take the three-pointer on the way. That one's no good off the glass. Rebound can be secured by Wade. Now poked loose out of bounds. They're going to say it last touched Wade, so the Huskies will take over. 5 in, 5 out for the Wildcats, as we'll have Lexi Hennick, Natalie Noonan, Ella Fecht, Sarah Reed, and Lucy Smith coming into the game for the Wildcats. Inbounds pass goes into Jessen, or excuse me, to Pospisil. Now Jessen has it in the short corner. Looking for somewhere to go with it. In some trouble. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Lucy Smith, who poked it. And Cedar Valley Christian will maintain possession of the basketball here. 45 seconds and counting remaining in the third quarter. Inbounds pass goes to Eichenberger, top of the key to Pospisil. Down low to Clayton. Pospisil has it now top of the key. Eichenberger attacking the hoop. She throws up a runner. That one's going to be no good. Rebounded by Crittenden, and we have a foul on the floor, as they got Lucy Smith for the call there. That is her second. Team foul number 4. Inbounds pass goes to Clayton on the right corner. Down low, and we're going to have another foul, as Pospisil was fouled, I believe, before the shot attempt. As that will probably bring us to the end of the third quarter here, as Noonan's called for her second foul, team foul number 5. And that is going to do it for quarter number 3, as the running clock brings us to the end of 3 quarters of play. And through those 3 quarters, our score, Central City 43, Cedar Valley Christian 8. So fairly prolific quarter there for the Huskies, all things considered. They over doubled their first half output. Still strong lead for the Wildcats. They hold a 43-8 advantage over Cedar Valley Christian. Just one more quarter to go here in this varsity girls basketball matchup between your Central City Wildcats and their counterparts this evening, the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies. Huskies entered 0-2 with 2 lopsided losses, and that's stayed true to form tonight as the Wildcats hold a commanding lead here, 43-8, as we're going to get things started here in the fourth quarter of play. Wildcats will bring Kramer, Brooks, Whitson, Weber, and Wade onto the floor to begin the fourth quarter. Cedar Valley Christian will have possession of the ball to get things underway in our final quarter of play in the girls' varsity matchup. Inbounds pass goes to Eichenberger, and we're underway in the fourth quarter. Now they give it over to Jessen in the right corner. A miscommunication there, but Eichenberger saves it. Nearly. Now she will save it, but no, crossed over half court. That's going to be over and back. And the Wildcats will take over possession of the basketball. Bailey Weber will throw it in. Gets it into Kramer, gives it right back to Weber. Whitson's going to take the open look from 3. She left it short. It's going to go out of bounds. And the Wildcats going to lose possession of the ball there off the missed shot. Huskies will have it. Inbound pass goes to Pospisil. She gives it over to Eichenberger, who will cross half court. Now she gives it over to Clayton on the right wing. Into the corner to Jessen. She's going to go down low to Crittenden. Her shot's off the mark, rebounded by Briley Brooks. And they are going to get Jessen for a foul there. Believe that's going to be her second of the evening, as that is team foul number 2 also on CVC, as Weber will bring the ball up the floor for the Wildcats. Crossing half court, gives it over to Brooks in the left wing, to Weber in the short corner. Top of the key to Belle Whitson. Whitson's going to be bumped and fouled by Addie Clayton, as that is going to be her third, team foul number 3. That one was on the floor, and we're nowhere near the bonus, so Wildcats will just take possession. Lucy Smith re-enters the game for the Wildcats. Hannah Kramer's going to come out. Also have Ellie Fulkerson as well as Georgia Lillis coming back into the ball game for the Huskies. Smith throws it into Brooks, top of the key, making a move towards the hoop. Now she's attacking. Puts up a nice layup there. Nice drive to the basket by Briley Brooks as she gets the layup to go. Wildcats lead 45-8. 6:15 to go in the fourth quarter as that pass is thrown away by the Huskies. Some miscommunication. Wildcats will take it back. Inbound pass goes to Brooks. She gives it right back to Weber, who'll bring it up the floor for Central City, crossing half court. Looking to attack now down low to Smith. Brooks fakes the 3, attacking the hoop, picks up her dribble. Now gives it over to Weber, attacking the basket. Nice down low pass. Gets it to Coletta Wade, and she puts in the basket. Coletta Wade gets another bucket to go for the Wildcats. They lead 47-8 here. 5:45 remaining in the ball game. As Coletta's got 6 on the night. 3-pointer on the way from the Huskies is no good. Off the glass, nearly got a lucky bounce into the hoop. But no such luck as that one's no good. 5.5 to go in our final quarter as Brooks attacking the hoop. Tries to get it down low to Smith, but the lane closes up and she gets to Whitson instead. Weber. Smith has it left wing, bringing it back up. Now over to Weber in the left corner. Top of the key to Brooks. Brooks attacking the basket. Picks up her dribble. Top of the key to Whitson. Long 2 on the way from Belle. Whitson's no good off front of the rim. Rebounded by Addie Clayton. And she'll bring it up for the Huskies. 5 minutes to go in the game. 47-8 lead for the Wildcats. A lot of contact there. Some sort of call is going to be made. Looks like they're going to call, I believe that's Smith for the foul. I believe they got Smith for that one. It's going to be her third. As shots on the way from Lillis, no good, out of bounds. Last touched by a Wildcat, though, so the Huskies will keep it. That was team foul number 3 in the second half called against the Huskies. Fulkerson will inbound it. Picked up by the Huskies, though, and we have another foul as they're going to get Lucy Smith for another one. And she's now in some foul troubles. That's her 4th. Team foul number 7 also. And that should be a 1-and-1. As Addie Clayton will go back to a familiar spot. She's been at the free throw line quite a bit tonight. And she'll go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. As we'll have a platoon swap here. Next dead ball for the Wildcats. First free throw from Clayton on the way. That one's going to be good as she knocks the first one down. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good, so she'll get a chance for one more. As 5 in, 5 out for Central City. Lexi Hennick, Ella Fecht, Natalie Noonan, Sarah Reed, and Hannah Kramer all come onto the floor for Central City. Addie Clayton back to the free throw line for the back half of the 1-and-1. She knocked down the front half, which is why she gets the back half, of course. Second free throw from Clayton. On the way. That one is good as well, so she knocks down both. She's got 3 points in the night. Wildcats still lead this one 47-10. Noonan picked up by Pospisil, now picks up her dribble. Over to Hennick in the short corner. Over to Reed. Trying to square up to the basket, uses the screen from Kramer. Now down low to Noonan, nice find there from Sarah Reed, and Natalie Noonan cashes in on the good look. She's the leading scorer with 12. The Wildcats lead at 49-10. Just under 4 minutes to go in the game. Into the corner now to Fulkerson. She gives it down low to Jessen. Her shot's blocked, but they're going to get Lexi Hennick for a foul. I didn't see much contact there myself, but it was just enough to draw the whistle. That is Hennick's first. That's going to be team foul number 8. And Brianna Jessen will go to the line to shoot a pair for the Huskies. First shot on the way is good. As Jessen gets her first bucket of the night, she'll have a chance for one more at the charity stripe. As Wildcats lead 49-11, 3:45 remaining in this game. Jessen's second free throw on the way. She gets that one to go, but it's going to be a lane violation, so the free throw is no good, in fact, as it did go through the hoop. But one of the Huskies crossed the line early, and so the shot's no good. Substitution here as Ella Crittenden will re-enter the game for CVC, as the Wildcats are going to bring it up the floor. Natalie Noonan crossing half court. Left wing to Hennick. She'll attack the rim. Picks up her dribble, loses it now. Ball's on the floor. Scramble for it. Hennick gets it back. Loose once again, as it's going to be saved. It's still loose. I don't think Fecht realized the ball was still alive. As Crittenden attacking the hoop. Eichenberger, her shot's well off the mark. Rebounded by Pospisil. She throws it up. No good. Rebounded by Reed. Sarah Reed's going to bring it up for the Wildcats here. As she's attacking the hoop. Picks up her dribble. Over to Kramer. Long two on the way from Hannah Kramer. That one is good as she continues her nice night. As she's broken double digits now, she's got 10. Wildcats lead at 51-11. 3 minutes to play. Clayton attacking the hoop. Dangerous pass there, but it's picked up by Crittenden. Shot on the way, no good. Goes behind the backboard, in fact, and is rebounded by Hennick. After not touching anything, she gets it over to Kramer. Gets it over to Reed across half court. She'll pull up. Now she's going to send it down low to Noonan. Her shot is no good, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line for a pair of free throws there. As she's got a chance to extend her scoring here tonight. They are going to call that one on Ella Crittenden. That is her third, team foul number 4. As Natalie Noonan's at the line for a pair of free throws. She knocks down the first. As she'll get a chance for one more here. 52-11 is the lead for Central City. Noonan's second free throw on the way. She knocks down that one as well. Efficient trip to the line there for Noonan as she picks up another 2 points. She's got 14. Wildcats lead 53-11. As Pospisil attacks the rim, she gets the foul, or she gets the basket to go and is fouled. So she will go to the line for a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. As that foul will go against Hannah Kramer. Her third, team foul number 9. Jessie Pospisil goes to the line for a chance at the three-point play. Bailey Weber enters the game for the Wildcats, as does Elise Knapp coming back into the game. Noonan and Kramer exiting for Central City. Just one shot here for Pospisil after making the basket. Her shot's on the way. It is good. Rattles around and through. She leads the Huskies with 5. It's 53-14 in favor of the Wildcats. Weber has the top of the key. Over to Hennick. Long two-pointer on the way. That one's going to be too strong. Rebounded by Fecht, however, so the Wildcats will keep it. Picks up her dribble over to Reed. Takes one dribble. Now Knapp has it. She's going to chuck up a shot. It's going to be off the mark, well short. Rebounded by Pospisil. 2:15 to go as Pospisil running the floor. And that pass is going to be stolen away by Reed. She sends it down court to Weber. One-on-one. Now a couple other Huskies come down. Her shot's no good. As it was pretty good contest there by Clayton of the Huskies. Crittenden bringing it up the floor for CVC. As that pass is tipped into the hands of Fulkerson. She throws up a wild shot. It'll be rebounded by Bailey Weber. And Reed's going to bring it up the floor for Central City. Hennick has it. Tipped out of her hands. Now a fight for it. Reed had possession of it, as did Pospisil. So we'll have a jump ball. That'll favor the Wildcats. As Georgia Lillis is going to check in for the Huskies. She will replace, looks like, Ellie Fulkerson. As Weber's going to throw it in. for the Wildcats. Bounce pass to Noonan, has it in the left corner. Three-pointer on the way. That one's going to be no good. Pretty close, but couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Weber over to Reed, and Reed gets that bucket to go. Reed's got 10. Wildcats lead at 55-14. We've got 1:10 to go in the game. That pass is stolen away by Hennick. Wildcats force another turnover, and Hennick's going to be shoved by Clayton. That is going to be Clayton's 4th foul of the evening. Team foul number 5. As that was on the floor, and we're not in the bonus, so we will just throw it in. Reed will throw it in for Central City. Directing traffic, telling players where to go. Gets it into Weber. As 45 seconds remain on the clock. Hennick attacking the baseline now. Picks up her dribble. Tried to give a pass. It's stolen away, and it's going to go out of bounds. As Clayton saved it. Hennick tried to grab it, couldn't secure it. Goes out of bounds. And the Huskies take over with 30 seconds to play. This is Eichenberger giving it over to Pospisil to the key. She chucks up a wild three, well off the mark, off the glass. As Reed picks up the rebound, gives it over to Noonan. She'll attack the rim. She throws it up. It's no good, and it's going to be out of bounds. And the Huskies will take it. We'll see if they throw it back in here with 10 seconds to go. They're going to try to hustle up and get it back in. She chucks it into Pospisil. They want a half-court shot here. Pospisil throws up a wild three-pointer. That one's well off the mark, out of bounds. And that is going to do it for the girls' half of this doubleheader. Ladies and gentlemen, our final score here from Cedar Rapids: Central City 55, Central City 55, Cedar Valley Christian 14. Wildcats cruise to a victory here over the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies. Wildcats improve to 2-1 on the season. They're on a 2-game winning streak as well. And the Huskies fall to 0-3. Nice victory for the girls, as now we've turned our attention over to the boys, who are coming out on the floor for their 15-minute warm-up period. And then we'll have some boys basketball here. Cedar Valley Christian. They're going to put 20 minutes up on the clock. As I'll give a quick recap of the girls' game, looking at some statistics. Huskies. Their leading scorer was Jessie Pospisil. The senior finished with 5 points on the night. She was followed by Addie Clayton and Ella Crittenden, both with 3. Then Nevaeh Eichenberger had 2, and Brianna Jessen had 1. For the Wildcats, leading scorer was Natalie Noonan. She finished the night with 14 points. Also had Hannah Kramer and Sarah Reed joining her in double digits with 10 apiece. Briley Brooks had 7. Looks like Bailey Weber had 4. Lucy Smith had 2, as did Lexi Hennick. And Natalie Noonan also finished the game with 4. And also Coletta Wade had 6 points on the night. Nice victory there for the Wildcats as they move to 2-0 or 2-1 in the young season. And now we turn our attention towards the boys' game. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 19 minutes on the clock. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you in about 9 minutes or so to prep you for the boys' game. Stay right here. We'll be right on the same link here on Wildcat Sports on YouTube. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Boys' game coming up in about 19 minutes or so. We'll be back in about 9 minutes. Thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Come back here in about 9 minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Wildcat Basketball on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page. If you're just tuning in for the first time tonight, I'm David Warrington, and I'm coming to you live from the Isaac Newton Christian Academy here in Cedar Rapids as the Wildcats hit the road to take on the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies in this varsity boys matchup. The girls played a little while ago, and the Wildcats dominated their way to a 55-14 victory to move to 2-1 on the season. And we will now focus our attention towards the boys' half of this doubleheader. So taking a look at both sides, the Wildcats come in with a record of 0-1 so far in the season. They lost their season opener this past Tuesday against Prince of Peace, falling by a final of 57-54. It was a good effort by the Wildcats, but they did come just short. It was an impressive game for the Wildcats' talented pair of sophomores. Makai Benton finished 1 rebound shy of a double-double with 23 points and 9 rebounds, while Aiden Klosman also had a nice game. He finished with 16 points and 6 rebounds, and he also knocked down 4 threes. Both of these players were big for the Wildcats last season as Klosman started every game, and Benton started to begin the year before missing time with a wrist injury, and then he ended up starting to end the year as well. Matthew Klosman also was in the starting unit for the Wildcats. Matthew's a freshman who had a very impressive first career varsity game, had 6 points with 4 rebounds and another team-high 6 assists. So just all-around nice game there for the freshman. This is a very young Wildcat team. Second year in a row, the Wildcats have just one senior, that being Troy Curtis. The rest of this team is mostly underclassmen with a couple of juniors thrown in there as well. So definitely, maybe you'd call it a rebuilding year, but the Wildcats want to get some wins in the win column this year after winning just one game last season. Taking a look at the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies, they come into this game with a record of 1-1 so far this season. They lost their season opener to Maquoketa Valley 56-45, and then they bounced back to dominate Starmont 74-32 in an impressive game there for the Huskies. Connor Sukel's off to a very impressive start to the season for CVC as he's averaging 29.5 points per game, including a 38-point performance against Starmont earlier this week. He also averaged the team-high 6.5 rebounds and 7.5 steals. Those 7.5 steals, the second most in 1A and the third most in the entire state of Iowa. So definitely an impressive start. As Sukel also had a very unconventional double-double against Starmont. As I mentioned, he had the 38 points, and he also had 12 steals to get him that double-double. Sukel also, like I said, Sukel also pulls in quite a few rebounds. He's averaging 6.5 to lead the team in that category. Levi Telecki, another senior for CVC, is the second leading scorer, averaging 16.5 points per game. Also a pretty impressive total from Telecki. And then Joshua Jackson averages a team-high 3.5 assists per night. These teams met once last season. Wildcats picked up the 64-49 victory. And as I mentioned, that would end up being the Wildcats' only win of the year. They'll look to get the win here tonight over the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies. Definitely a winnable one for Central City as they fell just short in their season opener by 3 points. They'll look to bounce back and get the win here tonight over CVC. While I've got a chance, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank represents a new approach to banking in Iowa. Expanded services, more technology, and increased personal attention. If you want to take your banking to the next level, Next Bank is for you. Next Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. As always, can't say thank you enough to Next Bank for all they do to help support the broadcast in Central City as a whole. I went over some statistics after the conclusion of the girls' game, but if you missed that and are just tuning in recently, I'd definitely go over the point leaders for Central City in that girls' game. Natalie Noonan had quite the game, finishing with 14 points to lead the way for Central City. Also had Sarah Reed as well as Hannah Kramer get to double digits. They finished with 10 apiece. Briley Brooks also had 8 points as Coletta Wade, the sophomore, had 6. Bailey Weber had 4. And then Lexi Hennick and Lucy Smith both finished the night with 2 points. It was a pretty well-balanced scoring attack for the Wildcats as 3 players ended up in double digits. Like I said, Noonan with 14 and both Kramer and Reed with 10. And then Brooks with 7. So just all around, pretty nice night of basketball for the Wildcats as they got the win 55-14 here a little while ago. Both teams are out on the floor getting some shots up before we get tonight's game underway between the Huskies and the Wildcats in the boys' half of our doubleheader. Wildcats are over to my left. They're in their red uniforms with black trim and their black shooting shirts with Huskies are directly in front of me over here on the right side. Their white home uniforms with blue numerals as well as the blue trim. We're about 3.5 minutes away from tip-off here from Cedar Rapids at the Isaac Newton Christian Academy where CVC is calling home this season. Just tuning in lately, I'm David Warrington. Excited to bring you some Central City basketball action here tonight. And folks, don't forget, tomorrow we have some more action for you as the Wildcats will play a 1 o'clock tip on Saturday, that being tomorrow, of course. They will host the Midland Eagles in Central City. As I said, the girls will tip off at 1, boys to follow probably right around 3 o'clock. Somewhere between 2:30 and 3. Should be in for a good one here in the boys' half of this doubleheader. As this kid I mentioned, Connor Sukol, the senior for the Huskies, averaging 29.5 points a game, had the 38-point performance against Starmont. He's a kid that I don't really recognize previously from CVC. Of course, that could just be a little bit ignorance on my behalf, of course, but I don't remember calling his game last year when the Wildcats and Huskies faced off or playing against him in my time just a couple of years ago. Regardless, definitely making a big splash for the Huskies. He is second in 1A and third in all of the state of Iowa in steals per game, averaging 7.5 through 2 games here. So definitely Wildcats have to be careful when he's in the area, trying to limit those turnovers. As I said, the Wildcats a young team. Turnovers often end up being a problem with young teams. Wildcats will hope to break that stereotype here tonight, try to take care of the basketball, limit those turnovers. So the starting lineup the Wildcats went with last game, 1 second here to pull that up, was, like I said, it was very young. They started a freshman, pair of sophomores, maybe 3 sophomores even. As an interesting unit here for the Wildcats with not too much experience, but more experience than they had last year for sure, as last year they had 1 player coming in that had played meaningful varsity minutes. Definitely not a recipe for success there, but some young kids got some experience a year ago when they were a little bit younger, and we'll see if that pays off here in the 2021-22 season. So the Wildcats on Tuesday went with Matthew Klosterman, Aiden Klosterman, Lucas Greif, Makai Benson, and Marcus Shellhorn. Matthew Klosterman's a freshman, Aiden Klosterman and Makai Benson are sophomores, while Lucas Greif and Marcus Shellhorn are juniors. So a freshman, 2 sophomores, and 2 juniors in that starting unit for Central City. We'll see if they go with that same unit this time. As both teams have made their way over to the bench, we're about 45 seconds away from meeting our starting lineups here for the boys varsity matchup. As we should be in for another good basketball game here between the Wildcats and the Huskies. Girls game was, while the Huskies didn't put too many points up on the board, it was still a pretty exciting basketball game as it was pretty fast-paced and kind of all over the place. See what the boys game ends up looking like. So we'll see how this boys game turns out. The Huskies looking over at their bench. They're nice and loose. They're not too worked up or anything. They look like they're just having a good time kind of dancing along with the music. So they're clearly ready to go. Hopefully the Wildcats will be ready to go as Coach Carlson gives some final words of advice to his guys as we're going to meet our starting lineups here momentarily. And what should be a good matchup between the Wildcats and the Huskies.
Well, once again, good evening and welcome to the
Public address man here in Cedar Rapids will give us our introductions and then eventually meet our starting lineups for the boys' half of tonight's doubleheader. Again, it's a Tri-Rivers Conference cross-divisional matchup featuring the Wildcats of the West and the Huskies of the East. This does not count towards the Tri-Rivers Conference standings. As I'll take a quick break here, going to say a word of prayer here at CVC. Prayer is done, so now just a word of sportsmanship here quickly, and we will be ready to meet our starting lineups. Just taking a brief glance over there at the bench, it doesn't appear to be any changes in the Wildcats lineup. I think I see the same group over there. And they are once again welcome the officials, so I think I misspoke a little bit earlier. I said they'd get 1 round of applause tonight. They'll get 2 as they get a nice hand here from the Cedar Rapids crowd at Isaac Newton Christian Academy. And now we'll meet tonight's starting lineups. I'll follow along. For the Wildcats, a 5'10 freshman, number 1, Matthew Klosterman. For the Huskies, a 5'8 senior, number 5, Joshua Jackson. For the Wildcats, a 5'9 sophomore, number 2, Aiden Klosterman. For the Huskies, a 5'7 senior, number 10, Nadi Kajela. For the Wildcats, a 6'3 sophomore, number 23, Makai Benton. For the Huskies, a 6' senior, number 13, Levi Telecki. For the Wildcats, 6' junior, number 30, Braden Rickles. For the Huskies, a 5'9 senior, number 14, Drew Grimm. And for the Wildcats, a 6'3 junior, number 34, Marcus Shellhorn. And for the Huskies, senior, number 24, Connor Sukol. Assistant coach for the Wildcats is John McGovern. Central City's head coach is Tanner Carlson. So I misspoke there. One new starter there for the Wildcats is Braden Rickles will get his first career start in place of Lucas Greif. So once again, Klosterman, Benton, Rickles, and Shellhorn for the Wildcats. Jackson, Kajela, Telecki, Grimm, and Sukol will get us started here for the Huskies. Wildcats will work right to left. Huskies will work left to right. Huskies in their home white with blue trim. Wildcats in their traveling reds with black trim. Shellhorn will jump for the Wildcats as Sukol will jump for the Huskies. Nice handshake there between Shellhorn and Sukol. As it's time for some varsity boys basketball from Cedar Rapids. Ball is up in the air. Tip control by the Wildcats. We're underway. Matthew Klosterman handles it. And the Wildcats take the first possession. Bounce pass down low to Benton. Looking around, trying to make a move, attacking the rim. We got a foul before the shot, I believe they will call it. As no, they're actually going to. Oh, wow, they're going to call it against the Wildcats. They'll get Braden Rickles for a foul. I didn't see what the foul was, so can't really comment to that extent. That's Rickles' first team foul, number 1. As Grimm has it, now top of the key to Telecki. Into the corner to Jackson. He gives it over to Sukol, top of the key. He attacks the hoop, throws it up. His first shot of the night's no good. Rebounded by Matthew Klosterman. And the Wildcats will go the other way. Klosterman crossing half court. Attacking the hoop. Good aggressive attack. Gets it out to his brother Aiden. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Nice board there by Shellhorn, and his putback is good. As Marcus Shellhorn opens the scoring here tonight. He gets 2 on the putback. Wildcats lead it 2-0. Great hustle on the glass there by Shellhorn. Top of the key to Telecki. He's going to chuck a 3. His shot's no good. Rebound fought for. It's going to be Jackson picking up the rebound as Telecki has it left wing. Attacking. Over to Grimm. Grimm takes a three-pointer on the way. That one is no good. Rebounded by Rickles. Nice job by Rickles to secure that rebound. As Matthew Klosterman will bring it up for the Wildcats. Freshman point guard, always interesting for Central City. We'll see how Matthew does in this role. Benton has a high post. He's going to square up and take the shot. That's good. Makai Benton knocks in the basket. Wildcats lead it 4-0. Nice start here by the Wildcats. 6:45 to go in the first. Telecki left wing into the corner of the Grimm. That's going to nearly go out of bounds, but it stays in. Gets out to Kajela, top of the key. He'll chuck a 3. His shot's no good off to the left. Rebounded by Rickles. He pulls down another one as Klosterman's going to bring it up the floor for Central City. That is Matthew, the freshman. Makes a move. Nice attack. He's going to throw it up his left hand. It's blocked by Sukol and rebounded by Grimm. Down court pass to Kajela. Open path. He's going to lay it up. No good. Rebounded by Telecki. He tried to behind the back pass. Maybe got a little ahead of himself, trying to get a little too fancy there. As that goes out of bounds, Wildcats will take over possession of the basketball here. Rickles throws it in. Matthew Klosterman will bring it up for Central City as Coach Carlson's going to call a set play as play. He passes it back to Matthew. Down low to Aiden. Nice move there as Aiden gets to the rim and finishes off the assist from his little brother. As Wildcats lead 6-0 here, 2 minutes into this game. Telecki bringing it up the floor for the Huskies. As he gets it over to Jackson on the right wing. Down low to Grimm in the short corner. Nice hands there by Rickles. He comes up with a steal. He's got a 2-on-1 fast break. He's going to try to bring it all the way. Rickles goes up. It's good and one. Braden Rickles knocks it down and takes the contact. What a start by the Wildcats as Braden Rickles will go to the line for 2. As they are going to call Drew Grimm for the foul, his first team foul, number 1. Can't ask for much of a better start for the Wildcats. They lead at 8-0. 4 different players have scored, and Rickles has a chance for one more here at the line. Free throw on the way from Rickles. That one is going to bounce out, no good. Almost had it, but he gets his own rebound, puts it up, and that's no good. Rebounded by Telecki. Jim was ready to explode on a make from there from Rickles, but it just bounced out. Telecki attacking the hoop. He's going to throw it away out of bounds. tried to get it to Grimm, but he got ahead of himself, threw it away. The Wildcats will take it back. Wildcats look like the better team here so far as they lead it 8-0. Matthew Klosterman running the one, crosses half court. Double team comes. It's going to be stolen away by Sukal. He's going to run in the full court. A couple of Wildcats chasing him. He's going to put it up and good as Connor Sukal will get the scoring started for the Huskies. They trail 8-2 as the Wildcats still hold the lead. They get it to Shellhorn, short corner on the left side. Now back to Klosterman. That's Aiden on the left wing. Rickles top of the key. He nearly loses it. Fight to keep possession of it. They are going to call a jump ball, and that is going to favor Cedar Valley Christian. That is our first jump ball of the night, and the Wildcats won the tip, so CVC will have it. Inbounds pass goes to Jackson. Now still bringing it up for the Huskies. 5 minutes to go, 8-2 advantage for the Wildcats. Kajella left wing, thinks about a pass, now gets it over to Sukal. Down low to Kajella. Telecki has an open path to the rim. Now gets it to Sukal. He loses it for a moment. He gets it back. He will try to go up with it. He does go up with it now. It's good and one as Connor Sukal gets the bucket to go. Also had a foul on the play. They're going to get Matthew Klosterman, or Max Klosterman, I guess, according to the PA guy here in Cedar Rapids. That is Klosterman's first, team foul number 2, as Sukal will have a chance for one more at the line after the and one. His free throw on the way. That is no good. Rolls out. Benton pulls down the rebound. Lead stays at 8-4 for the Wildcats as Matthew Klosterman will bring it up. Attacking the rim. Nice move to the basket. He's going to put it up and in. No, just got an unlucky roll there as it rolls out. Great take there by Matthew, though. As pass goes over to Jackson, we got a foul on the play. A lot of contact there. And they're actually going to call a travel before the contact. So no foul. It's a travel instead as Jackson took a hard hit. Not sure who he ran into, but there was a lot of contact there. Jackson gingerly runs down the floor as Rickles throws it into Matthew Klosterman, who will take it up for Central City. Just under 4.5 to go here in the first quarter as Aiden Klosterman takes the pass right wing. Attacking downhill, nearly loses it, keeps it back. He's going to throw it. It's going to be stolen away there by Sukal. As I said, he's third. Another one right there. Jackson loses it in and out of his hands. Just couldn't handle the pass. It was a good one, but just let it slip out of his hands there as Rickles will throw it in once again as Matthew Klosterman brings it up. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter, although the clock's not running, so they might want to figure that out. Klosterman has the top of the key. Now they get the clock figured out. Over to Benton in the high post. Attacking, pull-up jumper on the way, and they're going to call Sukal for a foul, as that is going to be his first. And that'll be team foul number 2 as Makai Benton will go to the line for a pair of free throws for the Wildcats. Both teams have 2 fouls here with 4:04 to go in the first, as Benton gets 2 chances at the stripe. First shot on the way. That one is good. Makai Benton knocks down his first. He'll have one more. As first sub of the night, Lucas Greif is going to enter the game for the Wildcats. He'll replace Braden Rickles, who had a really nice opening 4 minutes there in his first career start. One more shot here from Benton. He made the first, looking to make the second and take a 6-point lead. He does just that. He's got 4. Wildcats lead it for 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Again, the clock's not running. Kajella attacking the hoop. Now he's going to roll it back out. Pull-up three-pointer on the way is good. Levi Telecki gets the nice roll there as he knocks down the 3. 10-7 our score. 3:55 to go in the first. Matthew Klosterman attacking the hoop. Nice crossover move out to Lucas Greif. He's chucking right away. His three-pointer's on the way. No good. Good look, but couldn't quite get it to go. Sukal's going to secure the rebound there for the Huskies, and we'll bring it the other way. Nice bounce pass over there to Telecki. He'll chuck up another 3. It's good again. He's got a hot streak going here. And just like that, we're tied. As we've got a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout called by the Wildcats. Score Central City 10, Cedar Valley Christian 10. As Levi Telecki, he's averaging 16.5 points per game so far this year. He's got 6 on back-to-back three-pointers. As really caught fire here in the last couple possessions to just get this to be a tie game just like that. Interesting start to this one as the Wildcats pulled out to the early advantage. Started on an 8-0 run, but since then, Huskies on a 10-2 run. That's how we get to our 10-10 tie. 3:36 remaining in the first quarter. Same 5 out there for the Wildcats. We've got the Klostermans, as well as Greif, Benton, and Shellhorn. Greif inbounds to Matthew Klosterman, and will take it up the floor for the Wildcats. 3.5 to go in the first. 10-10 our score. Sukal comes off on a screen as Klosterman picks up his dribble over to his brother in the corner. Top of the key to Greif. He thinks about the open 3, but he kind of shuffled his feet there, and they're going to call him for a travel as the Huskies will take it back. chance for them to take their first lead of the night. Wildcats will try to make sure that doesn't happen. As the inbounds pass goes to Jackson. Crossing half court, over to Kajella on the right wing. Into Sukul in the corner, guarded by Shellhorn. Nice pass there as Kajella blocked by the rim. That was a great look off the feed there from Sukul. Matthew Closeman attacking the hoop. Nice pass there to Benton. His shot's good. What a feed there by the freshman point guard, Matthew Closeman. Benton's got 6 points. Wildcats reclaim the lead 12-10. Telecki attacking the hoop. He gives a tie right back in this game. He's got 8 of the Huskies' 12, as our score is 12 apiece. Matthew picks up his dribble over to his brother Aiden there. He's going to attack the hoop. Nice move there by Aiden. He puts it up. No good, but he's fouled. And I believe they're going to get Joshua Jackson for that, as Jaden Hansen's going to enter the game for the first time tonight, as will David Munyakazi. Foul win against Joshua Jackson. That's his first. Team foul number 3, as Aiden Closterman going to the line to shoot 2. First one on the way. That's no good. Off the front of the rim. He'll have a chance for one more as David Munyakazi now enters the game. Marcus Shellhorn will come out. On the floor for the Wildcats, we've got the Clostermans, Hansen, Munyakazi, and Benton. Second free throw on the way from Aiden Closterman. That one looks good. It is good as he knocks down 1 of 2. And that gives the Wildcats a 1-point lead at 13-12. Into the corner now to Grimm. He's going to be called for a travel. Tried a little head fake type move there, but dragged his foot. Got the whistle. Aiden will throw it into his brother Matthew as he'll bring it right back to Aiden, who will bring it up the floor. Looks like they're running the set play once again here. Give it over to Hansen on the left wing. Munyakazi sets the screen. Nice attack there by Hansen. He puts it up. It's no good. Couldn't quite get it to go. Good look there. As Sukul will bring it up the floor for the Huskies. Attacking the rim. He puts it up. That one's good. As the Huskies take their first lead of the night here, 14-13. Matthew Closterman, guarded by Telecki. Gives it over to Benton, left wing. Down low to Aiden Closterman, but he can't quite handle the pass there as it goes over to Telecki, right on the floor. 2-on-1 fast break. Nice no-look pass there to Grimm, and his bucket's good. As Drew Grimm gets in the scoring column. Huskies lead it by 3, 16-13, 2 minutes to go in the first. Matthew Closterman top of the key. Nice attack to the rim. He's going to be fouled on the floor. As I believe they got Drew Grimm for the foul. That they did. That is his second. Team foul number 4. As Nadi Kajella will re-enter the game for the Huskies. The game. Also looks like I missed. I believe they got, Whirling. Looks like they got Gabe Whirling into the game. They're kind of sneaked in on me as Closterman. Bounce pass down low to Matthew. His shot's good. Matthew Closterman gets his first bucket of the night off the assist from Aiden. 16-15, Cedar Valley Christian leads it. Pull-up three-pointer on the way from Telecki. It's no good. Great contest by Aiden Closterman as Benton pulls down the rebound. Matthew will bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. Nice crossover move there, attacking the rim. He puts it up. Floater, no good. Left it a bit short. Rebounded by Jackson. Gets it to Kajella to save a turnover there as he'll give it over to Sukul to take up the floor for the Huskies. Sukul, nice no-look pass over to Levi Telecki. Telecki's got 10 of the Huskies' 18 as they lead by 3, 18-15. Wildcats trailing here early on. Late first quarter here, a minute to go. Aiden Closterman thought about the three-pointer, but he's not going to take it. Over to Benton, right wing. He will take the three, and it's no good. A little too strong. Jackson pulls down the board. Gives it over to Kajella. He gives it back to Jackson, attacking the hoop. He's going to go up with it. It's no good, but they're going to get Matthew Closterman for a foul. As that'll be Matthew's second. As that is going to be his second, team foul number 4. Line to shoot 2 here for the Huskies. Will have 3 subs after the free throw. Jackson's first free throw on the way. No good off back iron. As Marcus Shellhorn and Braden Rickles will re-enter the game for the Wildcats. We're also going to have Max Arthur entering tonight's game for the first time for Central City. Hansen and Matthew Closterman will exit the game for the Wildcats. Benton and Aiden Closterman still out there. They haven't come out yet this game. Jackson's second free throw on the way. He gets that one to go, so makes 1 of 2. His first point of the night. 19-15 lead for Cedar Valley Christian as Closterman will bring it up for the back with his right hand over to Max Arthur. Arthur, another freshman, as he gives it over. A good look there for Rickles, but just a bit short off the rim. As Jackson gives it over to Kajella. He'll think about a 3, attacking the rim now over to, that is Jessen on the top of the key. Telecki has it over to Sukul. in the left corner. Top of the key to Kajela. He'll pull up for the three, and it's good. Nadi Kajela knocks down the three-pointer. And the Huskies extend their lead here, 22-15. Verge of kind of getting away from the Wildcats here. They're going to want to get a bucket here pretty quick. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter as Aiden Closeman at the top of the key. Max Arthur's going to chuck a three. That's no good. Missed everything on the shot. Sukul pulls down the board. Attacking the rim. He loses it out of bounds. And they're going to say that touched a Wildcat. And there's no time on the clock. There must be point something on there because this clock does not show 0.23, whatever the case may be. It just shows 0. So there must be a half second or so on the clock. Tulecki will throw it in. It's tipped, and bucket is no good. It couldn't have possibly counted even if they had gone through, as it was tipped with under a second to go, so there was no way that was going to count. Not going to promise that would have been the correct call made, though, but nonetheless, the shot's no good. We played a quarter of basketball here. Our score, City 15. Up and down quarter there for the Wildcats. They looked really good to start. They looked like the undisputed better team between these two. And kind of let the late first quarter get away from them there. And now they find themselves trailing here by 7, 22-15 through 8 minutes of basketball. By no means a deficit that can't be overcome. It can be overcome in a matter of a couple of shots, but something you don't want to let get any bigger and risk this game kind of getting away. The Huskies back onto the floor for the second half of play. They're going to go with Jackson, Kajela, Tulecki, Jessen, and Sukul. Wildcats still huddle up over there on the bench as they're about to break their huddle. And we'll see what unit they go with. They're going to have Rickles, Shellhorn, Greif, Benton, and Aiden Closerman to start the second half. It'll be Wildcat ball. Throw it in, and Greif is set to take it up the floor for Central City. Second quarter action underway from Cedar Rapids as Greif has the top of the key, guarded closely by Jackson. Screen comes, set by Shellhorn, but he doesn't use it. Gets it back to Shellhorn right wing. Lucas Greif gets it back in the corner. As takes a couple dribbles, now over to Aiden Closterman. Thought about the three, he had an open look, but doesn't take it. Into the corner to Benton, attacking the hoop, nearly loses it, gets it back, and he can't quite finish. That would have been quite the finish there by Benton, but he couldn't quite get it to go through. As Sukul's gonna run in the full court. He throws it down to Jessen. His shot's no good. Misses everything. Out of bounds off of Sukul. And that'll be Wildcat ball. Sukul has some fancy passes. He's just a really good all-around basketball player. He's a big kid. They don't have his height listed, but he is probably their tallest starter. Also has really good ball handling abilities and nice passing abilities as well. Greif has it left wing, attacking the hoop. He loses it for a second. Fall-away shot is going to be good. Nice roll there as Lucas Greif gets his first bucket of the year, I believe, to go. As it's 22-17, Wildcats trail by 5. Tulecki left wing, into the corner to Jessen. Short corner now to Jackson. Back to Kajela. Now Sukul thinks about a three. He'll attack the rim. Throws it up. His floater is going to be no good. Almost got it to go. Rebounded by Rickles. As Closterman will bring it over across half court for the Wildcats. Closterman pulls up, thinks about a shot. Now he's going to kick it back out to Rickles. Over to Greif left wing. See if he's feeling confident after that made shot. He'll attack. Now gives it over to Shellhorn in the corner. Top of the key to Closterman. He'll take the open look from three. It is no good. No, he does get it to go. What a roll there by Aiden Closterman. He knocks down the three. And just like that, Wildcats right back in it. They trail by 2. Kajela has it top of the key. Now over to Sukul. Tulecki thinks about a three-pointer. Now he's going to think better of it. Picks up his dribble, bounce pass, gets it over to Sukul. He will take the three-pointer. Three-pointer on the way from Sukul. It's good. What do you know? He can hit threes as well. Like I said, an all-around basketball player do the Huskies have there. He's got 9. Wildcats trail by 5. Closterman gives it over to Rickles, right wing. Thinks about a three. Down low to Benton. Tipped and stolen away by Tulecki. Running in the full court. 3-on-2 fast break. Tulecki goes up with it. It's no good. Rebounded by Jackson. And we're going to have a foul called against Aiden Closterman, as I believe that's going to be his first. And that'll be team foul number 5. As we will have a couple of subs here for both sides, as Drew Grimm re-enters for the Huskies. He'll get Levi Tulecki, sharpshooter for the Huskies, as Matthew Closterman and Jaden Hansen come in for the Wildcats. They'll replace Greif and Rickles. Grimm will throw it in. Inbounds pass goes to Sukul. We now know he can shoot, so got to watch that. Gives it over to Kajela right wing. Top of the key to Sukul. Fakes the pass. Now he's going to attack. Makes a nice move. Puts up a floater. It's good. This kid has quite a few moves in his arsenal. He's got 11. It's 27-20. CVC in control. Aiden Klosterman's going to spot up, knocks down another three-pointer as he's got 9. And the Wildcats trail by 4. Pass goes over to Kajela on the right wing. Top of the key to Jackson, now over to Sukal at the logo. He thinks about a deep three, now gets it over to Jessen. He'll attack downhill. Into the corner to Grimm. Three-pointer on the way is going to be long, but there's a foul on the floor, and it's going to be against the Huskies. Wildcats will have it. See who they got for the foul. I think they got Jessen. Correction, that's Whirling. My apologies. I've been calling Gabe Whirling Jessen, so mix that up. My sincere apologies. I'll get that fixed. Gabe Whirling called for the foul. His first. As Matthew Klosterman gets it over to Shellhorn. And that's going to be tipped and stolen away. Kajela open pass to the rim. Nice hustle there by Shellhorn to adjust the shot, but it's going to be a foul called on Jaden Hansen as Jackson picked up the pass there from Kajela. It's going to be Hansen's first, and that'll be team foul number 6, I believe, as Joshua Jackson will go to the line for a pair of shots. Correction, team foul number 5. As Jackson will shoot 2. First shot on the way, it's no good. He's 1 of 3 from the line so far as Levi Telecki will re-enter the game. He's going to get Gabe Whirling. The sophomore will go to the bench. Little over 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Wildcats trail it by 4, 27-23. Jackson with a chance to make that 5 here in the second free throw. Missed the first. Second one on the way. That one is good, so he makes 1 of 2. He's 2 of 4 on the night. He's got 2 points. And the Wildcats trail by 5, 28-23. Matthew Klosterman brings it up the floor for the Wildcats. Over to Aiden Klosterman, right wing. Bounce pass over to Hansen, top of the key. Now back to Klosterman. He'll take another 3. And he's going to be a little bit short on that one. Tried to make it 3 in a row, but he couldn't do so. Kajela picks up the rebound. He's running now. Thought about a 3. Gets it over to Sukal, top of the key. Guarded by Matthew Klosterman. He'll back off a little bit. Sukal attacking the rim. Bounce pass to Kajela in the corner. Sukal swings it over to Telecki. Now into the corner to Grimm. Not as focused on Grimm over there in the corner. Now they get it to Jackson. He'll chuck a 3-pointer. That one is going to be no good. Rebound fought for, secured by Sukal. He's the leading rebounder on the team. His foul. And Connor Sukal will go to the line to shoot 2. See who they got the foul on. Looks like that's going to be Marcus Shellhorn whistled for the infraction. It's going to be his first team foul, number 6. As like I said, Connor Sukal going to the line to shoot 2. He's got 11 so far tonight, averages just shy of 30 a game. As his first free throw on the way, that is good. Make that 12 on the night. He'll have a chance to make it 13 here on the second free throw. Sukal's second free throw on the way. That one's good as well. He knocks down both. It's a 7-point lead for the Huskies, 30-23. 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Klosterman off his leg, though, and it's going to be picked up by Grimm. Drew Grimm attacking in 3-on-2 fast break. Gets it to Telecki. His shot's blocked away. Jaden Hansen sends it back. Matthew Klosterman running in the full court. Pull-up jumper. It's going to be blocked, but there's going to be a foul on that one. Joshua Jackson will be whistled for his second foul of the evening. Team foul number 6. Both sides are 1 foul away from the bonus. We'll be shooting from here on out. Matthew Klosterman will go to the line for a chance for a couple free throws here for the Wildcats, trying to get this back to a 5-point game. Klosterman set to attempt his first of 2. First free throw on the way. It's no good. Off back iron. He'll have a chance for one more as Max Arthur's at the scorer's table, but it looks like he's getting Klosterman as he's not checking in. As Klosterman will shoot his second of 2 free throws here. 4:14 to go in the second. Huskies lead 30-23. Get another point there off the Matthew Klosterman free throw. He's got 3 as he'll come out. Max Arthur's going to check into the game. Wildcats trail it by 6, 30-24 is the score here with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Jackson, top of the key, over to Telecki. And we've got a traveling violation. I think they got Telecki for that one. He doesn't agree with that. But I don't think the referees are taking inquiries from players on the validity of their calls, so we'll just go the other way with it. Aiden Klosterman crossing half court, over to Arthur in the corner. Down low to Benton. Nice pass there by Arthur. Open look for Benton. He knocks it through. Makai Benton back on the scoring book. Make that 8 for him in the game as Drew Grimm chucks a 3, and he knocks it down. Points coming fast and furious here, correct, and they're going to call that a long 2. 32-26 as Hansen chucks it over to Max off the mark. And that'll be a turnover there for Hansen as the Wildcats will forfeit possession back to the Huskies. Inbounds pass goes to Jackson. 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Grimm back the basket, picks it up. He'll chuck another shot. That's a 2. It's no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Jackson. Miscommunication between a couple of three-pointer on the way from Telecki. He knocks it down. Timeout. That is going to be a 60-second timeout. 3:22 to go in the second quarter. Our score, Cedar Valley Christian 35, Central City 26. Well, we've got a break in the action. We'll give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Each person and family has unique financial needs. That's why we offer a variety of personal banking and lending products. We offer everything you need for your personal financial success, from checking and savings accounts to loan DIC, equal housing lender. So the Huskies have extended their lead to 9 here with a little under 3.5 minutes to go in the opening half. 2 players really been getting it done for the Huskies. They've got Levi Telecki. He's got 13. And Connor Sukol also sitting at 13 points. They've been doing it in different ways. Telecki's knocked down, I think, 3 3-pointers. That's where the majority of his baskets has come from. Sukol, on the other hand, getting his inside and at the line, but he has knocked down 1. Leading scorer for the Wildcats looks like that is Aiden Klosterman. He's got 9. As the Wildcats and Huskies back on the floor, Wildcats have the Klostermans, Benton, Shellhorn, and Rickles. Starting unit out there for Central City as Matthew Klosterman will bring it up the floor. Over to Aiden Klosterman, right wing, down low, short corner to Benton. Rickles top of the key. He'll think about a 3, gets to Klosterman on the right wing. He gets to Matthew Klosterman, makes the move to the hoop. Now he's going to bring it out to Klosterman. He'll chuck another 3. His 3-pointer on the way. That one's no good off back iron. Rebound pulled down by Sukol. Cross-court pass to Jackson. He'll pull it out. Back to Sukol. He's attacking several Wildcat defenders. What a finish there by Sukol. He's got 15. Huskies lead it by 11. Klosterman, nice move. Got rid of his defender, but he just passes it over there to Rickles. Back to Aiden Klosterman now. He's attacking. Throws it up. Falls to the floor, but no call there as it's going to be rebounded by Sukol. Cross-court pass to Kajela. Telecki 3-pointer. Open look is no good. Rebound's going to be picked up by Benton. Loud bang there. Hope everybody's okay on the floor. Matthew Klosterman attacking the hoop. He's going to throw up a wild shot. It's no good. Rebound's loose. It's going to be picked up by Shellhorn. Benton, mid-range jumper, took a lot of contact. Knocks down the jump shot despite the contact. He's got 10. That foul will go against, I think they totally blew that call. I think they called that on Drew Grimm. It was not Drew Grimm. He wasn't even in the vicinity. Should be Sukol's foul. I believe that's just a misspeak from the announcers. I believe Sukol just had his second foul of the game. As the free throw is no good. Jackson open look from 3. That 3-pointer's on the way. It's good. Huskies are getting it from all over. Jackson knocks down the 3. He's got 5. It's a 12-point game. Huskies lead 40-28. Aiden Klosterman over to Benton in the right corner. Back to Klosterman. Top of the key to Rickles. Now he gets it over to Matthew Klosterman. Back to Aiden on the top of the key. Matthew's going to think about a 3. He loses it momentarily. Sukol comes up with a steal. 2-on-3 fast break. Sukol goes up with it. It's going to be good, and the foul as Matthew Klosterman commits his. Connor Sukol has 17. He's got a chance to make it 18. As Jaden Hanson will come into the game to replace Klosterman. That was the team's 7th. As Sukol will get a chance to extend this lead. 42. It's a 14-point advantage for the Huskies. Sukol's free throw on the way. That is good. He's got 18. As the Wildcats trail by 15. Aiden Klosterman, top of the key over to Rickles. Pick it up, top of the key to Klosterman. Klosterman attacking the hoop. Thinks about picking up his dribble, now gives it over to Hanson. Swing pass over to Rickles, now into the corner to Benton. He'll chuck a 3. His 3-pointer's no good. Nearly had it, but it's a little bit too strong. Rebounded by Telecki as he'll attack the basket. Some contact there as Telecki's shot's going to bounce and bounce a little more and then finally roll out. And they're going to have a foul called against the Huskies. That'll go against Levi Telecki. That is his first, team foul number 8. As Troy Curtis is going to make his first appearance in tonight's game. The 6'1 senior is going to get Marcus Shellhorn. Both teams are in the bonus, but we won't have free throws. That was an offensive foul. Only time you don't hit free throws in the bonus. Rickles has it right wing. Gets it back, in some trouble. And they're going to get him for an offensive. But they will call him for the foul. It's his second, team foul number 8. And Telecki will inbound the pass. He gets it to Jackson. He'll bring it up the floor. Into the corner to Grimm. He'll chuck a 3-pointer. Grimm, as Drew Grimm joins in on the three-point shooting display here from the Huskies. It's 46-28. Benton chucks another three. That one's good. And gets his first three of the night. He's got 13. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Jackson goes to the rim. His shot's no good, but it's going to be fouled. Might have been on the floor, but they're shooting either way. It's just a question of is it a 1-and-1 or 2. Foul will be on number 2, Aiden Klosterman. That's his second. Team foul number 9. As Joshua Jackson is the shooter for the Huskies, and he's shooting 2, so they called it on the shot. First free throw is good. He's got 6 on the night, and he'll have a chance for one more. 47-31, the advantage for Cedar Valley Christian as they've really pulled away here in this second quarter. Second free throw on the way. Jackson knocks down both. That extends the as close.